the most important three words in a relationship are not "I love you," but "Am I wrong?" And I'm not saying I am wrong. I'm asking a question because it allows me to avoid shame and allows her to feel that there is some vulnerability in this connection.
And you can have more than one perspective.
Yeah. Well, you think about the Proverbs is saying pride leads to conflict. God's made it clear that a prideful heart will be opposed. He opposes the proud. And so will my wife. Every time I show up postured is prideful, judging, believing I'm right. I think curiosity ushers in, or is at least more likely to usher in grace. Erin usually gives me grace when I'm being curious and I'm seeking to understand, or I'm asking her genuine questions, not leading her like a lawyer might towards my end or conclusion. And you're right. I think that's a beautiful posture. It does keep you open. Your heart stays open when it's humble.
I think on occasion we have both been guilty of saying in the past, you said this or you did this. And my stance at that is usually getting defensive. That
Sure.
Wait, that's not.
We've talked about that a lot of times.
My love, that's my job.
I'm a defender as well, so I hear you.
I think, is it all men? Oh, just call us defensive. The four horsemen.
But that's the time I'm defensive as well,
Okay.
is when we do say that we're making a judgment because of past history. And maybe that just means, even though we've talked about it and explained and we've agreed that we've grown up and that we've moved on, like I like what you said, there's still a part of our heart that isn't healed in that area. And
Yeah.
so to just put on that FM DJ voice, like I hear you using, and just toning it down a little bit and being curious and exploring, but then also validating that I love you and I don't want you to hurt. And I'm sorry if I was really stupid back then.
Yeah. Because what you're saying, what I so appreciate is that if Erin is using language that to me feels more accusatory, whereas tell me like it is, I usually get very defensive. But I think one of the things that has probably helped me out more in my life around being defensive with her is when it was like God finally like smacked me hard enough in the head to get that. I remember very clearly hearing from the Lord going, Greg, why do you give Erin the power to define what is true about you? She is not your source of truth. I am your source of truth. Because what I realized is that a lot of my defensiveness came from because Erin felt it, thought it, shared it, experienced it in a certain way. I just thought it was truth. And I didn't want that to be true. I didn't want how she was describing me, or saying what I did or how I made her feel, whatever. I didn't want that to be true. I didn't believe that accurately described me. And so I was going to fight that. I was going to defend it tooth and nail until one day I finally was like, that's so unfair to her to make her my source of truth. I mean, legitimately, sure, if she's feeling something, I'm not going to argue or debate that, but it doesn't make it truth. And what I learned to do is, instead of just blindly receiving or accepting simply because she feels it, thinks it, shares it, what if I just hear, take it in, and then send that up to the Lord and go, God, what's truth here? What are you using my wife right now, or is this all her stuff? Because it's true that it could be, this is her stuff, and I don't need to own any of that. It's probably more likely that God is using her to speak truth. But it was a very subtle difference, but a huge difference that I realized I gave her all that power to decide what's true about me. And it was never her meaning. It's just, that's what I was hearing. Mm-hmm. Oh, she felt this or thought this about me, so therefore it's true. Now I got to argue and defend it and debate it, versus just going, so tell me what it is that you experienced. Okay, so if I hear you right, you felt taken advantage of, you felt unimportant, you felt invalid, whatever. And then I tell her, so I'm going to take what you just said to the Lord. And now over time, she trusts that I actually will do that and listen. And I just believe God is he's so committed to truth in this, us understanding truth, that he's always been so faithful in my life.